Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Ramatullah Aryani. I act as chairperson. Then there is Mbak Fa Bintang as opening government and closing government. And also Rosi that acts as opening opposition and Mas Wawait as closing opposition. And the last is Ani as adjudicator. On this occasion, we have a debate with them. This house would continue opening new land from palm oil farms. Okay, opening government. Okay, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Tela. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fa Bintang Najma. In this motion, I would like to explain my statement that I really agree that that we should continue to opening land more to this land. I mean kelapa sawit related. So there is so much benefit for this country if we continue to opening the land for the growing of palm oil in this country, because this country have too many biggest forests, especially in Papua. This is the last forest, that the biggest forest to our infestation in our country, to growing of economic in Indonesia. Palm oil have 30% of palm oil nabati in the world from the palm oil, so the biggest area in the world. And second is very really easy to get in every year, and palm oil produce around 3 ton palm oil in 1 hectare. This is the biggest result, and the component is very benefit in everyday life. And for the money is we can get around 4,000,000 in every years. I mean, for billion, I mean, in every years. And this is the biggest income for Indonesia. the biggest income for kelapa sawit, I mean palm oil, and we can get very too many income. And for the price is have a stabilization, and for the palm oil and always have increasement in every years. There is no disadvantage for this business, especially for the biggest land in the world. And for the productivity, it's very have a balance in synergy. And this is very easy to manage. For the legalization is have a role in the government, especially in ISPO and RSPO and IPOP that set a rule and I mean perundang-undangan for the legality. And for the society, I mean compensation is make public and society have a benefit for compensation is around
1 minute left.
I mean in 2010 for the compensation, society have around with around 100 million thousand for one head of family. So the society, I mean the public, being a millionaire, that is for me that I can tell you about my statement. To continue open the link to palm oil. Thank you very much.
Oke, Mbak Fabintang. Sorry, Mbak Fabintang has 7 minutes. Okay. The next is Rosie as opening opposition. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the time, Dela. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm as the opening opposition. So, we understand that Indonesia is one of the many countries with promising landscape. This is evident from the rich variety of natural resources that exist in Indonesia, both when viewed from the biological entities that live on land, sea, and air, as well as non-living entities that are around us in abundance, which seem to never run out until time to come. We also understand that Indonesian natural research work like that actually has great potential, especially if it is intended for the growth and development of the country as a whole. Especially the existence of abundant natural resources means to bring more benefits, especially those with economic value. It is not surprising that the relationship between natural resources and economic growth uh, is one of the focus of Indonesian government policy at this time. The rapid growth rate of oil palm plantation, as shown by the previous Director General of Plantation, reflects other things hidden beneath the surface. It is true that there are more economic benefits for Indonesia, but how much green area is being sacrificed? Based on the spati- spat- uh, based on a spatial analysis conducted by Forest Watch Indonesia, until the middle 2017, the concession area of oil palm plantation in Indonesia was around 19 million hectares. While the condition was that the natural forest cover inside the oil palm concession was an area of 2.3 million hectares. Then, based on the same data, Indonesia has experienced deforestation of up to 2.81 million hectares, or around 49% due to land use and use permits granted by the government in the 2013 until 2017, in which oil palm plantations are the third largest contributor of deforestation in Indonesia. The phenomenon of deforestation itself is certainly contrary to the next ISPO principles, which are related to plantation management and environmental management and monitoring. The green area, which actually becomes the foundation of the life and of the nation and the world, has to experience bad luck because of the wild activity against it. No matter how it's happened for the sake of sustainable development and it's based on just law. Think about how this will affect the wildlife will affect the wildlife ecosystem in the land that is being used as an oil palm plantation. Also, think about the balance calculation between the profit and loss arising from the acquisition of the land use change and its existence that leave a question mark. In addition, the phenomenon of deforestation arising from oil palm plantation also seems to divide from the meaning contained in the provisions contained in the spatial planning law, replacing law number 24 of 1992. In this law, the principle of spatial planning aims to create a national territory space that is safe, comfortable, productive, and sustainable. Based on the objective, spatial planning is expected to be a harmonious meeting point between the use of natural resources and the use of space, while at the same time preventing negative impact due to spatial use. If spatial planning means that deforestation from oil palm sustainable. Deforestation has become an arena for human intervention that destroy natural habitats that should be conserved together and in the end lead to some terrible natural disaster. It is not enough to stop there. There are other negative impacts arising from the mistake in the oil palm plantation management mechanism. One of them is the soaring emission of carbon dioxide gas, CO2, in the air. For every 1 hectare of forest land converted to oil palm plantation, it removes 174 tons of carbon, and most of that finds its own way into the air. In fact, according to research, the fact is that the new oil palm plantation produce
One
more
minute.
carbon gas than all. This means that the increase in the area of oil palm plantation from year to year. Uh, Plus, there are other impacts on the environment such as water and soil pollution, soil erosion, and climate change. If more oil palm plantations are developed, then where else do people who depend on the lush green nature have often a source of life? This is what happened to the Malin tribe who live in the Papua area. Unlike in the past, since the expansion of deforestation and oil palm agribusiness in their area, the Malin people claim that it is increasingly difficult from them to find foodstuffs such as sagu palms, pork, and cassowary, as well as vegetable and fruit for their daily life. Oil palm plantation and a sick environment are two things that are interconnected and cannot be separate from the another. The existence of oil palm plantation as our natural resource, which is capable of having a big impact on the Indonesian economy, it's like two sets of knives. On the one hand, it's profitable, but on the other hand, it gives us challenges. The integrated synergy of the three parties, the government, managers, and residents, will be an entity that balances there's two sides to that oil from commodities have the capacity to support life that is beneficial to the lives of Indonesian people as a whole. That's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, Rosie, you have 8 minutes. Tidak. 8 menit 28 detik. Okay, next. The next is closing government. Mbak Fabintang.
Okay. In this time, I would like to say my statement about the first person that talk about replacing land. It's make some disaster or erosion or pollution or something that can make a disaster and disadvantage for some people around there. So I found the article in BBC and CNN that talk about some people with a legal land. There is 5 case that there is some Aknum that built a legal land in every area in Papua and Aceh that built a palm oil with the big area. There is no legal access or legal letter that make them to build the palm oil. So the government don't know about the area that they has built. So some case about it can access in CNN that is make some erosion, flood, and any disaster like longsor, and makes to more disadvantage that make some people lose their home more about their is that about them that make disaster in this area. So from some replacing land that make a disaster or erosion and flood is 5 cases that have no legality from the government. So for this case, the government already make a rule about some people that build a palm oil land without any legality from the government have fine. Denda for the people that build palm oil without legality. It's around 4 billion rupiah in one person, and for a company is 10 million rupiah. I see this in the article theconversation.com. So there is some compensation for it, and the people that build palm oil without legality must face with the law with the law in Indonesia. And for for the compensation that the people around there that have a host, but they must go from their host. They have so many compensation. Like I read in tagar.id that in 2019 there is one person explain about them that the another reason that I keep my statement that I really agree that this country keep to continue open the land for palm oil is there is no disadvantage that government said and already managed in the rule that it's proved by people in Jakarta that he is from Aceh and his family is from Papua that he got compensation for their home. In one family is around 7 billion thousand rupiah, and he said there is no disadvantage from their family, and she just said that they and his family is very lucky. Except the money, the family have a house too from the government, and from the replacing land, the government give compensation too for the people around that area that have disaster like flood, and the government give some money and some like I mean, like some primary necessary in their home. So that is my statement and my reason to keep my decision to continue the open line for the palm oil. Thank you very much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mbak Bintang has time 6 minutes 56 seconds. The next is closing opposition. Mas Fawaid, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
My name is
wabarakatuh.
Fawaid. As the closing opposition, I will try to clear things up. The first one is about the economical impact of palm oil in Indonesia. As Mbak Bintang said that 30% of the supply of palm oil comes from Indonesia. That is true, but I'm afraid that because we supply so much the palm oil to the world, it makes the palm oil from our country way cheaper from another country because of the law of economy, the demand and supply.
1 minute.
It says that the more supply you have, the price will actually fall. But if we give less supply, the price will go up. This is why we should limit or even decrease the amount of land that are used for a palm oil farm. This is my first point, to save our economy. So the labor also get more salary. As we know that per kilogram of the harvester, not the farmer, harvester, get around 200 rupiah per kilogram. It means that one person have to collect a ton, literally a ton, 1,000 kilograms to gain 200,000 rupiah. That is that is a lot for one person to obtain, to carry. And the second one is not only it cause havoc to our environment, it also upset the balance for the animal. We know that animal needs habitat to stay, but because we deforest our forest, the species like tiger in Sumatra, orangutan in Borneo, I'm sorry, rhino, and the new one is in Papua. In Papua, there are a lot of wild animals, and this is not only detrimental to the animal world, but it is also dangerous for us, because the more we cut off their habitat, they will come to us, and we don't know that they carry some kind of virus, like, for example, coronavirus. It came from bat. We don't know. We know that bat carries a lot of virus because their immune system is absolutely strong. The strongest immune in mammal is in the bat, but they carry a lot of illness, And the more we interact with animal, the more chance that their virus will eventually get to us, adapt to us. Because even though across mammal it is hard, but the more we interact with them, they will eventually adapt to our immunity and will release the new, for example, coronavirus or new pandemic or new epidemic. The chance is too high for us to risk it. And then my next point is the way the company open the new land is by burning the land. Okay, we are the most uh, produce the most palm oil in the world, yes, but we are not famous for that. We are famous for producing a lot of smoke from burning the land. In Indonesia alone, the victim of the smoke produced by burning the land is almost 1 million in Indonesia alone. We haven't talked about outside of Indonesia, in Singapore, in Thailand, in other countries in Southeast Asia, even in Australia. We haven't talked about that. We only talk about the victim in our country, almost 1 million. It is in 2019. And how much we lose per year? We lose about 430, more than 400,000 hectare in 2019. And the peak was in 2019, 1,900,000, more than 1,600,000. If we continue, we will eventually get all the Asia corrupted by our smoke. Okay. Okay, let me sum this up. So the first one is we have to limit our production to save our economy and the labor involved. The second one is to save animal from losing their habitat and to save us from the illness that they bring to us. And the next is the way that companies and people open the new land is unethical, and it is detrimental for us, also for our neighbor countries like Malaysia and etc. Okay, that's all from me, all my point, and the last I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, Mas Fawaid has 6 minutes, 56 seconds.
Berapa, Del? Mas Fawaid berapa? Di mute.
Mas Fawaid has 6 minutes, 56 seconds. Okay, the next is Ani as adjudicator. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Della. As chairperson, the winner of the debate in this motion is team government because the statement given is very supportive and in accordance with the motion used. Opening government explained the meaning of the motion and the debate, explaining why this motion is worth debating. For example, undang-undang yang melegalisasikan tentang motion ini, laws to legalize, and explain about benefits, and the closing government is Mbak Fabintang. She explained and rebutting the opposition team by proposing elaborate and new arguments. And the last is best speaker. In this debate, Fabintang as opening government has time is 7 minutes. Closing government has time 4 minutes 26 seconds. And Fawaid has time is 6 minutes 46 seconds. And Rosie has time is 8 minutes 26 seconds. So the best speaker for debate is Rosiana because her statement is strong, explain deforestation, increase in carbon monoxide, and damage to human. So that's all for me. Back to Rahmatul Della.
Oke, thank you Ani. Saya akhiri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.